Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. I'm so happy to be here with you today, having you watching and listening. I'm actually coming live from Florida, where I'm on a vacation for a little bit of time. So I have a whole new set behind me. It's kind of nice. The person who has furnished this condo provided me with all sorts of cool things I could put back there and make it look better than just a blank wall. So I'm so happy again that you are here. And as you know, my passion, my purpose is to create the best lives for all of you, to help you step into your power to create the life of your dreams. And I do that as a coach and as a medium. This week, my coaching tip is all about the importance of our problems. I've been thinking about this for a while. Doesn't it seem sometimes that our lives are full of struggles, that they're full of obstacles, and the problems can overwhelm us at times, and it feels like that's the only thing we have going on are our problems. The negative emotions associated with our problems can sometimes leak into other areas of our lives, and we might start to feel helpless in changing how we feel. We can't see a way out. We don't know how we're going to get there. We don't know how it's possible to step out of those problems. Since I've been on my path of self-discovery, which has been going on for many years now, I've noticed my problems are the perfect way for me to learn about myself. And my theory, my philosophy is that that's what we're here to do on Earth. We are here to learn about ourselves, because the more we learn about ourselves, the more we can have the ability to create the life we want to have, because we stand in our power the more we know about ourselves. I've noticed that when I have a problem, my emotions usually lead me to whatever area in myself that I need to be looking at, something I need to become aware of. It's really kind of cool to be able to take a problem and look at it from a different perspective, rather than it's just a problem, it's ruining my life, but to look at it and go, this is a problem, but it's an opportunity for me as well. And it's very important that we notice that we have emotional reactions to everything in our lives. Absolutely everything. Good, bad, big, small, everything. And these emotional reactions can lead us where we need to go. We can change those negative reactions, moving into more positive feelings, once we understand who we are and what we believe in and what we want to be believing in. We can shift our emotions and we can shift our lives by understanding the premise that we are responsible for everything in our lives. We are responsible for how we feel. We are responsible for how we react. We are responsible for our actions, our behaviors, our habits, everything. We're responsible for everything. So to use an example of a small problem that you probably relate to, because I think everyone has experienced this situation. Say that you're in a store and you have a sales clerk that is helping you out, cashing you out, whatever it is, but she is kind of rude and she's impatient and she's obviously in a bad mood. And as you're talking with her, no offense, hers or he's here, we're just going to use her for ease, you can feel yourself starting getting irritated. You can feel yourself shifting. You can feel your attitude changing because her attitude is so bad and nasty or whatever. You were in a good mood. Now you're starting to get sucked into her negative energy. And you realize that you want to respond in the same way. We've all experienced something like that, I am pretty sure. This is a perfect opportunity to learn more about yourself. Instead of getting sucked into that negative energy, you want to stay detached and look at yourself. Just observe yourself. You want to see if you're just a reactive person. Do you just always kind of react to whatever happens without really consciously thinking about it, deciding? You want to see if you're taking her attitude personally. Are you somehow feeling that she has something against you, that she's attacking you in some way? You want to check and see if you're easily swayed by other people's emotions. Do they really affect you? And why is that? How does that happen? Maybe you're quick to judge people and automatically go and make an assumption that she's this kind of person or that kind of person. Or maybe you just blame her for you now starting to feel like you're in a bad mood. Now, what you want to do is if you're connecting with yourself, staying open to learning about yourself, you'll recognize that her behavior has nothing to do with you. You're allowing her to affect you. You're allowing yourself to get sucked into her negative energy, and you're getting sucked into her bad day. Now, you can make the conscious decision not to react with negativity. Now, what you might try to do even, and I tell some of my clients this sometimes, is take it a step further. And in your head, don't ask her, but in your head, try to figure out why she's in such a bad mood. Maybe she had a bad result from a medical test. Maybe her son went out drinking last night with his friends and he hasn't come home yet. Maybe she's sick. She has a fever or a temperature, whatever, but she can't afford to stay home because if she stays home, she doesn't get paid. So if you can kind of shift some of your thoughts on that, that might help you react differently. And you would react with more compassion and kindness. I guarantee you would. And you might even try to lift her spirits. When you think about this, instead of joining in with her negativity, you would want to detach from it and choose to move into a more positive response, keeping yourself in a good mood. It's a very simple process. It really is. When your emotions start to knock you off balance, give a look at them, become aware of it, and then ask, what can I learn about myself in this situation? Asking that question is actually revolutionary, can be life-changing if you follow through with this. I've been doing that question for about 18 years now, and I can tell you I'm so much happier than I used to be. I feel so much more empowered to make choices to create a better life myself. In acknowledging that you can create your life, just asking that question kind of lets the universe know, yes, okay, they're ready. It gives you the power to change things. Now, some people out there are going, but, this is happening. And they feel that they can't learn anything. They have nothing to learn. They can't change. Nothing they can shift inside is going to help them. But I can tell you that is wrong. And people who believe that you can stay in your miserability, I'm sure that's a word, you can stay there as long as you want. And maybe someday you'll decide to change. But if you're open to changing and learning about yourself, it will change how you're experiencing your life. You'll notice you feel more empowered in handling your problems, your challenges. You'll start to feel better. You just will. You'll become fully responsible for yourself. You know, we all will have challenges and problems. That's the way life is. But like I said in the beginning, this is an opportunity. This is not something that is here to drag you down and ruin your life. It's not at all. It's here to show you a different path, a different way of living, a different way of learning how you can create the life you want to have. Now, I do want to give you another example because people are going, well, that's an easy example, right? We've all had people we don't want to interact with in stores and stuff, but let's pick a bigger one. How about your relationship is ending? Okay, that's big. You would have natural reactions, natural emotions of sadness, maybe anger, frustration. You might be blaming your partner or ex-partner for the pain and the loss of the relationship. And while they might be at fault, it doesn't help you to stay in that energy because if you stay there too long, it's really hard to get out of it. So you want to be able to take that and step back. Nobody else is going to change your emotions. If you want to feel better, you've got to do it yourself. Now, you have to, and I've said this many times, but there is always a reason for repeating this. You always have to feel your emotions. You can't skip over them. You can't gloss over them. You have to feel them. And once you've felt them and you've experienced, that helps you move into the place where you can start to make changes. Anytime something traumatic happens, we have experiences and emotions, and we have to stay with them until it's time to move on. Now, when it is time to feel better, and you'll know because you'll start wishing, I wish I were feeling better. To help you process this, what you want to do is remember your emotions are all about you, not the other person. What can you learn about yourself? What are your emotions telling you about yourself? The more you learn about who you are, the easier it is to move on and to handle issues. So taking that example of a relationship ending, you might realize if you're thinking about that, what is your emotion showing you? What can you learn from this experience? You might realize you had the patience of a saint. You put up with so much stuff. You were very tolerant and you were there and everything. You might learn that you tried as hard as you could to make the relationship work and it just didn't work. You might learn that you love deeply and with the end of the relationship, it has rocked your world. That's a sign of somebody who's very sensitive, which means you're going to live your life more fully than other people who don't feel their emotions. Okay? Now, within these thoughts, you're going to look for the positives. this is a variation of the counting your blessings theme that I like to talk about as well. It's not an opportunity to criticize yourself, put yourself down, say, oh, I should have, I could have, if only I had. It's not that at all. It's to take what you learn and look for the blessings, the silver lining, if you will. If you acknowledge you did your best in the relationship, that can help you alleviate some of the guilt you feel that you should have done more. If your partner cheated on you or was emotionally abusive or something like that, you can still learn about yourself. Feel the anger, yes, but also recognize that you're moving into your power because that behavior is no longer acceptable to you. Congratulations, that's awesome. If you realize, even in looking at your relationship, that you didn't put much of an effort into it and you're honest with yourself and you can see that, there's something to be learned within that as well. Maybe your subconscious was telling you all along, this isn't the one for you. This isn't the relationship you want to have, and it was destined to fail anyway. So, you kind of helped it along and let it fail. So congratulations. Again, that's a wonderful thing. Behind every emotion, every problem, every obstacle, every struggle, there's an insight within there about you. It's an opportunity to learn about who you are and how you can create a better experience of your life with fewer negative emotions, which is what we want, isn't it? We want to be happier. And even though life can be a struggle at times, everything that happens, there is no wrong path. Everything that happens leads you to who you truly are. Every situation. The more you learn about yourself, the easier it is to shift how you're experiencing life, to shift those emotions, to shift what you're creating, to shift everything and make the conscious choices to step into more empowering reactions, actions, behaviors, comments, words, whatever they are. You'll have more control by recognizing who you are inside. You don't have to stay in a negative place. You absolutely do not. Anytime you get knocked off your feet by some emotional event, even if it's a small emotion, a big emotion, whatever it is, remember to ask that question. What can I learn about myself? Our problems are there to help us. I know some of you are going, I can't believe this. This might be mind-blowing for you, but I can guarantee you that this will make a difference in your life. Start out small. Just pay attention. You'll be amazed. You will really be amazed. And that is my coaching tip of the day. So you can reach me at ColleenVanderzyden.com, psychicmediumcolleen.com if you'd like an easier spelling. You can also find me on Facebook, and you can follow me there, Colleen Vanderzyden, medium and self-empowerment coach. And I would love to hear from you. And I am getting ready to move on to my first caller. Hold on while I lean over. I have a whole new setup here. It's a little harder to see. We have Danielle from Kansas. Oh, I love that. How are you tonight, Danielle?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. What can I help you with tonight?
I'm wondering, my husband's about to be going through a trial, and I'm just wondering what the outcome will be.
Okay. Boy. First off, this has caused a lot of stress, hasn't it? I'm just picking up on the energy of so many possibilities, options, thoughts. I'm also picking up on, before I get to the trial part, I'm also picking up that you're not speaking everything you need to be speaking. Are you suppressing yourself?
To who?
I'm not sure. Is it to him? Because my throat is
no, I don't think I am exactly. I'm not really, no.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because what's happening is I'm getting a real constriction in my throat, which usually tells me that somebody's not speaking what needs to be spoken, that they're suppressing things and not getting things out there that they need to get out there. So keep that in mind. I don't know where it falls, where it pertains to your situation, but definitely keep that in mind because it may show you some other avenues, some other aspects that need to come to your awareness. Okay. And, feeling in with the trial. And there's just so many energies around this thing. I'm getting the impression he feels like he's in the right, that he has a good, what am I saying? I just feel like he feels right. Does he feel like he's right in what's happening? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that clearly.
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure either. Okay, good. So let me keep going.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, because there seems to be a conviction within him. I hesitate to use that word because that I'm hoping doesn't apply to something else. But there seems to be a conviction in him that he believes he's in the right. I don't know what this means either, but there is that. Has this been coming for a long time, this trial?
I think so, yeah.
Because there's just so many aspects going on here. Are you still in communication with him? I mean, is he in your house still and all that?
No, he's in jail.
Okay, I was trying to skirt
that. But I do
issue.
have communication. I do see him and talk to him and email him and all that.
Okay. And do you understand if he feels, because this is what I keep feeling, that he feels like he's right, that this is not legitimate in his mind.
Right.
Okay, I'm talking in his mind. Do you know if he feels that way?
About the trial or about
the situation?
About our relationship. I mean.
That's a whole other issue, isn't it?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, I think it is, because there's a lot of boy, this is such a tricky one here. I get such a feeling within him of righteousness, and that's not in the way we would normally use it, okay? But feeling that he's right. What he believes is true, he believes is true. Whether it really is a different situation, okay? There's a lot of, and I have to say, and that feeling of feeling him with that conviction within himself, just that feeling alone does not feel true to me. It doesn't feel accurate to me. Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He reminds me, and I hope I'm wrong on this, and if I'm wrong, that's cool. I have no problem with that. But he reminds me of when my son was always getting in some big trouble. And he would straight out tell me something is this way, and it wasn't. But he truly believed it was, but it wasn't. You know, and that's
I believe he's a narcissist, and I think that could be maybe where that stems from.
Okay, so that makes a little bit of sense then, because it's definitely it's a weird feeling for me.
Well, he is like that in our relationship a lot. I mean, he's right, and I don't even really argue with him because he's right.
Okay, that explains a lot then. That explains because there's so many conflicting energies going on in my head right now that it's kind of overwhelming me, when it must be overwhelming you as well.
Oh, yeah.
And the questions, you have so many questions. What about this? What about this? What about this? And I'm getting the impression, too, you've been wanting to wait for something to happen before you take action. And there's a lot of, obviously, the relationship issues going on in your head. And it's almost as though you've said, well, if this happens, then I'm going to move on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the feeling I get with that is you already know what you feel. You already know what's true for you. You already know which direction you need to go in. It's just a matter of getting to the point of going there. I hope that makes sense to you.
It does, but I don't like it, but I think so.
Yeah, I know. And it's very hard when we have a big issue going on. And this is a big issue. Because you second guess yourself, and you're a very loyal person. And you're a very loving person. You're a very kind person. You have actually tolerated a lot. And it's in some ways the idea of changing that situation for yourself, moving on, if that's the situation that you're thinking about. It, in a way, you kind of look at it as a failure. But it's not a failure if that's the case. Because whatever action you take, it perfectly ties in with what I was talking about. It perfectly ties in with the action you take to create what you have to create for yourself, because it's all about you. It's not about anybody else. It's all about you. You have to create the life you want. You have to create the emotions you want. If you're not happy, you have to figure out why you're not happy and come to the awareness of what those emotions are telling you. And you know what your emotions are telling you already. I know you do. And it's just a matter now of getting used to that idea and then moving in the direction you need to move in.
Okay, I'm not really wanting to move on at all unless his feelings are not genuine for me. and if all of his, the way he's telling me he feels about me and what he wants with me, if I'm not the first option, if I don't know where his heart's at. What do you feel about that?
His heart,
Yeah.
I do feel there is a connection there with you. I do feel that. I'm a little concerned about the insincerity. I don't know if it applies to that area or if we're talking about a different area, because there's a lot going on in his head right now. But I'm a little concerned about that. So take your time. This is, just because I talk about emotions and trying to figure out where you're going to go and all that, doesn't mean this is a quick decision, a quick reaction, or anything like that. You have to just do what you have to do and take your time, because you want to be in the right space so you understand it fully. Okay, well, Danielle, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to let you go so I can move on to my next caller. But good luck with this. I will be sending you lots of positive energy for this, because this is definitely a challenge.
Okay, do you happen to see how long he's going to get, though, by chance?
No, I can't feel that yet.
Oh, no, okay. All right.
Yeah,
what
I'm
about
just not
his loyalty
feeling that.
to me?
Yeah.
Do you feel like he's talking to other women, or is it just me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I can talk to you again another time. Maybe you can get to call in again.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Good luck. I'll be sending you lots of positives. Yeah, life can be difficult sometimes, can't it? Oh, my goodness. That's a challenge right there. So now we're going to move on to Desiree from Lakeland, Florida. Desiree, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. They said my line wasn't really strong, so I'm going to talk kind of loud. Not loud.
Okay. That's fine. And so what can I help you with? I have about 6 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just wondering what is in store for my family in 2018, I guess. We had a big year. We had a big year last year and the year before that, so we were just kind of wondering what's going to happen this year.
I have to say, 2018 feels so much better to me. This is kind of fun, actually. I'm going to whip all over the place and all sorts of different things. First, I want to ask you, did somebody break their leg in the last few years?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I don't want to be predicting anything, but I'm feeling a broken leg. Let's hope it's a friend around the corner of your house, okay?
Yes.
Not related to you, but I am feeling a broken leg, so I just want to put that out there. Don't break your leg.
Okay.
Don't claim that,
no,
okay?
God,
just
no.
deny that
and I'm
whole
a
thing
klutz.
and send it to somewhere else. So as I go in with this, though, I have to say the opportunities this year are really nice. I'm feeling, I'm feeling a lot more fun. I'm feeling a lot more relaxation, thank God.
Yes.
I'm feeling, boy, you guys have some good stuff coming up. I do want to tell you that. Does somebody in your family, because I'm feeling somebody being recognized for something they do. Do you have somebody in your family who would be recognized for an artistic endeavor or something like this?
My husband, he's going to graduate hopefully this year for IT. It's not really artistic, but he does draw and stuff like that. So, I mean, if he could.
Okay, because there's a recognition, and I want it, and it feels artistic to me, and artistic and creative and good thought process kind of go together in my head.
Okay.
So there's that feeling. So I do feel a recognition there, and I do feel that it may be more than just in quotes graduating or whatever this is. I feel like there is a recognition of some kind. There seems to be. Is he planning to move into a new career as well, or a new job or something like this after this?
Yes, he's trying to. He's applying and whatnot.
Okay, because there is one, and I keep wanting to say around the corner. I know I said it about the broken leg, but I want to say around the corner as well. So it may be very close to where you guys live. Okay,
cool.
So there is that feeling of a close situation for him, and actually it feels like a small place to me, a small company, maybe family owned because it is small. It feels comfortable. I do like that quite a bit. And what about oh boy, do you guys have children already?
Yes, we have twins. They came last year. Well, 2016. So there'll be two this year.
And are you planning another by any chance?
Oh, God, no.
Okay, well, we won't go there then. But there's a feeling of a baby, so I do
Wow.
want to get that out there too, and maybe that's the friend down the street who might have a broken leg.
Okay.
But there's a feeling of a baby around you, and I know you you have 2-year-old or two-year-olds. Did you say?
Yes, I have twins.
So that's, I may be picking up on that, but I am feeling a baby. So I do want to acknowledge that
wow.
too. There's a lot of fun here. I want to do a little bit of a traveling too, which is funny because, so many times psychics and mediums say, oh, you're going to travel. And so I try to avoid that as much as possible because, know, it's like, yeah, okay. But I have to say I am feeling it. So I've got to tell you, it feels like a small trip, no big deal, but it's fun. And it feels like a long weekend kind of thing, somewhat close to where you live, as well. Interesting.
Yep. We're planning a trip for our anniversary kind of. So, but that's next month. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear you're planning a trip because I really hate to say that to people.
No, we are. We are, and it's close by, so that works perfect.
Okay, good. That's really good. And now the other thing too, this is fun. I like going all over the place with you, is I want to be lifting my glass. I already talked about an acknowledgement to someone, and where you think it might be your husband. I want to be lifting my glass. I want to be giving somebody a toast. Oh, no, I only have 90 seconds. Did something else happen or something coming up where we would be giving a toast to somebody?
Not that I know of. I just started a new job, and it's with a small company. So that might be what you're picking up with the small company thing. I wanted to tell you that.
Okay. So I'm just going to leave that with you, that there's going to be a toast of some kind. There's going to be something where we go, congratulations, and we lift a glass. Because apparently I have to move on because I only have 60 seconds left. So, but Desiree, it was so nice talking to you. This year is going to be great. It is going to be great. So I'm very excited for you. So thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, and have a great night.
You too. Yeah, that's so much fun. Talk about a contrast in calls, huh? So I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this was Creating an Inspired Life. You can reach me on psychicmediumcolleen.com, as well as find me on Facebook. Follow me there, Colleen Vanderzyden, medium and self-empowerment coach. Now this week, remember, your problems are always leading you to something better. Your problems are an opportunity. I think I'll tweet that later. Take your problems as an opportunity to find out who you are, and your life will be awesome. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.